This story is about two good friends who smartly changed the world of investing and invented a thoughtful and effective process. How do we improve and optimize our investing decision-making? We can use the four filters invention of Warren E. Buffett and Charles T. Munger. Their four filters investing process help us eliminate many inferior investing prospects, and they help us find high-quality winning investments. Their logical steps to evaluating a business, its products, its competitive position, its managers, and its intrinsic value provide us with a tested and effective set of tools. The four filters are a search for understandable first-class businesses with enduring competitive advantages, accompanied by first-class managements, available at a bargain price. In my view, Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger invented an investing formula that is underappreciated by the business and academic communities. The four filters developed by Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger is an amazing intellectual achievement in both practical and behavioral finance. The four filters function as an effective, time-tested, focusing formula for investing success. They serve as a useful guide for assessing intrinsic value and sensible price. They help us frame our investing process correctly, and they help us prevent foolish and costly investing losses. Using this process, we can improve the way we think about businesses. This innovative formula uses qualitative factors as well as quantitative factors to help us find and ensure a good stock or whole business for investment. It will raise the odds of investing success. This book restates many of the writings and talks of Buffett and Munger, using their words to tell a story from both their perspective as well as from my own viewpoint. This story is about two good friends who smartly changed the world of investing and invented a thoughtful and effective process. For you and for me, there is another treasure hidden in these words: how to improve and optimize our decision-making process. This is also a story about exercising self-discipline. Look to the future and think clearly for yourself. Be open to new ideas from wise people. Study the past and learn from it. This book is about one smart way to frame a decision process using sound principles. How do we develop a better understanding of a business, its products, its present, its earnings, and its future? Charlie Munger said, "We read a lot. I don't know anyone who's wise who doesn't read a lot." But that's not enough. You have to have a temperament to grab ideas and do sensible things. I have been consistently interested in how Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger frame an investing decision and how they find a winning investment prospect. In the words of Charlie Munger, you have to understand the odds and have the discipline to bet only when the odds are in your favor. Warren Buffett has written about the four filters in several ways. This behavioral sequence is always similar. Charlie and I look for companies that have A business we understand, B, favorable long-term economics, C, able and trustworthy management, and D, a sensible price tag. While Charlie Munger has described the process as getting into high-quality businesses, Warren Buffett has also phrased the four filters process in this slightly different way. When buying companies or common stocks, we look for understandable first-class businesses with enduring competitive advantages, accompanied by first-class managements available at bargain prices. After devoting hours of thinking time into their investing ideas and guiding principles, I felt like a man who stumbled upon treasure hidden in the middle of his backyard. I rediscovered a simple sequence called the four filters. They were there all the time. In 2003, at the Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting, a man asked Warren Buffett this question: "Could you just take us through your filter process when it comes to selecting a company?" Warren Buffett answered, "It's a question of A, can I understand it? If it makes it through that filter, B, does it have some kind of sustainable long-term competitive advantage? If it makes it through that filter, how do I feel about the management in terms of their ability and honesty? And if it makes it through that filter, what's the price? And if it gets it through all four filters, I sign my name to the check. These ideas sound so simple, yet few people have stopped to think about the importance and usefulness of each individual filter. As a formula, the 4 filters function as a set of investing best practices. They help us develop better self-control, they force us to focus on wonderful businesses, and they function as a smart targeting system, steering us with clearer goals. And using the 4 filters promotes investing self-discipline. This book will also unveil how the 4 filters are a significant intellectual achievement in behavioral finance. The checklist nature of the 4 filters serve as a logical and sensible justification mechanism. A checklist can serve to confirm or disconfirm evidence. Like pilots who use checklists prior to flying, the 4 filters help us frame a rational investment decision. Charlie Munger believes in using checklist routines to help us avoid a lot of errors. These errors occur because our human brains are wired to find shortcuts, or what Munger calls shortcut types of approximations. Charlie Munger said, "The main antidotes to miscues from availability misweighing tendency often involve procedures, including the use of checklists, which are almost always helpful." At the USC Law School commencement speech he gave in 2007, Munger said, "You should have all of this elementary wisdom, and you should go through a mental checklist in order to use it. There is no other procedure that will work as well." Now, to be fair, many other investors used quality checklists to earn profits, and many other great investors contributed best practices to the art of effective investing. The 4 filters serve to increase the probability of investing success by defining the right ball to hit. Here is Warren Buffett's Ted Williams analogy. "I put a heavy weight on certainty. Use probability in your favor and avoid risk. It is not risky to buy securities at a fraction for what they are worth. Don't gamble. You're dealing with a lot of silly people in the marketplace. It's like a great big casino and everyone else is boozing. Watch for unusual circumstances. Great investment opportunities come around when excellent companies are surrounded by unusual circumstances that cause the stock to be misappraised." In appraising the odds, Ted Williams explained how he increased his probability of hitting. "My argument is, to be a good hitter, you've got to get a good ball to hit. It's the first rule in the book." This book concentrates on the 4 sequential filters that can help us become better and more skillful investment decision makers. This book trims all the lean beef into 5 chapters, the 4 filter chapters, and then a summarizing chapter. The final chapter will tie the filters together and demonstrate why these filters work to maximize the probability of investing success from both a mathematical and a practical point of view. So how were these 4 filters developed? Over the course of their investing experiences, Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger have had many discussions about the qualities of bad, good, and mediocre businesses. Keep in mind that Charlie Munger believes that wisdom acquisition is a moral duty. The 4 filters seem to have evolved from these discussions and their early business and investing experiences. Interestingly, the 1977 letter to shareholders of Berkshire Hathaway is the earliest one listed at the company's website. It is also the earliest one listing the 4 filters. This 4 filters formula was presented in this form in 1977. We select our marketable equity securities in much the same way we would evaluate a business for acquisition in its entirety. We want the business to be 1 that we can understand, 2 with favorable long-term prospects, 3 operated by honest and competent people, and 4 available at a very attractive price. Charlie Munger said that once they had gotten over the hurdle of recognizing that a thing or business could be a bargain based on quantitative measures that would have horrified Ben Graham, they started thinking about better businesses. And their results show that the bulk of the billions earned at Berkshire Hathaway have come from the better businesses. Munger described their system this way: "We came to this notion of finding a mispriced bet and loading up when we were very confident that we were right. So we're way less diversified, and I think our system is miles better." Charlie Munger said, "You need a different checklist and different mental models for different companies. I can never make it easy by saying, here are 3 things. You have to derive it yourself and ingrain it into your head for the rest of your life." Warren Edward Buffett was born August 30th, 1930 in Omaha, Nebraska. He is regarded as one of the world's greatest stock market and business investors. He is the largest shareholder and CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. Buffett was greatly influenced by his father Howard and his teacher Benjamin Graham. Ben Graham's philosophy had such an impact on Buffett that he enrolled in Columbia Business School to study directly under him. Later, Buffett claimed, "I'm 15% Fisher and 85% Benjamin Graham." His partner, Charles Thomas Munger, was born on January 1, 1924 in Omaha, Nebraska. He is the vice chairman of Berkshire Hathaway, and he is chairman of Wesco Financial Corporation, an 80% owned subsidiary. After studies at the University of Michigan and service in the U.S. Navy, he entered Harvard Law School. In 1948, he founded and worked as a real estate attorney at Munger, Tolles & Olson, Limited Liability Partnership. This continued until 1965. Munger's hero is Benjamin Franklin. Munger talks about the concept of elementary worldly wisdom as it relates to business and to finance, and this consists of a set of mental models framed as a latticework that can help one solve critical business problems. Munger ran a successful investment partnership of his own from 1962 to 1975. Buffett and Munger met in 1959. Munger had moved to Southern California, but he returned to Omaha for a visit when his father died. Dr. Davis brought them together at a dinner in a local Omaha restaurant. Munger's investment partnership in Los Angeles and Buffett's in Omaha were similar in their approaches. Both sought to purchase some discount to underlying value. They both outperformed the Dow Jones Industrial Average by impressive margins. They also transformed Berkshire Hathaway from a textile manufacturer into a successful business holding company. Their long-term economic goal at Berkshire Hathaway is to maximize the average annual rate of gain in intrinsic business value on a per-share basis. They do not measure the economic significance or performance of Berkshire by its size. They measure it by per-share progress.